You ever watch something and that feeling of, or you ever had that feeling where you're watching something and you think to yourself, this is historic that I'm watching. I don't think I will ever watch something like this again. I don't think something like this again will ever happen. That's happened a couple times. And the most recent time has happened is when I watched on Juneteenth. Shouts out to everyone, happy Juneteenth to everyone. But when I watched the Kendrick Lamar or Kenny and Friend Pop Out show, I watched it on Amazon Prime, which is awesome. We'll talk about it in a second. I was sitting there watching it, and I couldn't get over the feeling of, I don't think we will ever see this again. At first going into it, I thought that it was mainly going to just be Kendrick Lamar pretty much stomping on Drake's grave after the whole beef. I just thought it was going to be a Kendrick Lamar pretty much victory lap. And I am pleasantly shocked that it was so much more than that. Now, I probably shouldn't be shocked, seeing as though we're dealing with someone and we're talking about someone in Kendrick Lamar that his entire career has been calculated and has been... I don't think Kendrick Lamar has made a bad decision in his career. So, obviously, there was a level of surprise that it wasn't just we're here to stomp on Drake's professional career. But it was so much more than that. Now, I am not going to lie. I'm not a thug. I'm not a gang member. I'm never going to portray myself to be that. Nor am I from California. I am from Maryland. I'm not a West Coast kid. So as somebody that's watching this from the North, from Maryland, not having any ties to California and still feeling that this is historic, this is something that we will never see again. I can only imagine how it was and how it felt for people from California, people in California. Kendrick Lamar pretty much uniting all the gangs that are out there. Seeing artist after artist after artist after artist go on stage, from Tyler the Creator, West Side Boogie, Black Hippie, YG, Ty Dolla $ign, to seeing athletes. LeBron James was there, Russell Westbrook, DeMar DeRozan, James Harden, Kawhi Leonard was there. And the show that all these people put on, especially Kendrick Lamar, it's hard for me to think we will ever see anything like that again. That was probably one of the most historic nights, not just in musical history. I think that this is probably one of the most historic nights in American history. Now, obviously, people are probably going to say that I'm sizing it, but it's bigger than that, man. Kendrick Lamar has solidified himself as arguably the greatest artist of his generation, at least one of the greatest artists of his generation. Not just because of the Kendrick and Drake beef, but because of the power that he holds with his voice, with his actions, the power that he holds, the just the power that his actions hold. I don't think there's anyone, and that's no offense to anyone. I don't think there's anyone in the rap world, because obviously we're talking about hip hop. I don't think there's anybody in the rap world that could have done what Kendrick Lamar did, bringing out as many people as he brought out. And just the people that came to support with him. Because trust and believe, while yes, this was a triumph and this was a nod to just West Coast hip hop and the history of the West Coast, trust and believe, most of these people showed up because Kendrick probably asked them to. And you know it's real when people that couldn't make it are sick that they couldn't make it. Like Snoop Dogg, I think he's on tour. I know Vince Staples was on tour, and I wish he could have made it. Now, I know most people probably saw that whole the game IG Live. I'm not gonna go into that, but yeah. I think this is just a congratulations to the West Coast, man. And I don't think when who would have thought that listening to Section 80, like when you listen to Section 80 and when you listen to Overly Dedicated, obviously Kendrick Lamar's first projects, who would have thought that that person could arguably rival being the face of an entire coast? That's what I couldn't get over the feeling of that we will never see anything like this again. And if we want to go to the beef, which obviously I've talked about here, I was thinking to myself most of the time, and I even said it out loud because I was watching with Brittany, and I was like, yo, I don't know how Drake comes back from this. Look, I'm a fan of Kendrick Lamar. Obviously, he's one of my favorite artists ever. I'm a fan of Drake. I think it's very interesting what people tend to believe or want to believe and don't want to believe coming out of this beef. There are people that obviously believe, one of these people may or may not indulge in illegal activities with people. Some people believe it, some people don't. Some people believe that one of these individuals is a domestic abuser. Some of the fans think that one of these people's kid is not his. I think it's very interesting when you look at, rap beefs and what either lies or truths come out of rap beefs and what the fans decide to agree with and not agree with. But put all that aside, man. I'm not saying Drake is done. I'm not saying Drake is out of here. I'm not saying Drake can't flourish. Drake won't flourish. I'm not saying Drake's career is done. But I'm almost sure that his career is altered forever because of this. And when I say I don't know how you can come back from this, what I'm saying is I don't know how you can. There was a good time when Drake was the most loved rapper, most loved person in rap / hip hop. And now that love is drastically being called to the carpet. And it almost feels like the whole West Coast doesn't like Aubrey Graham. And a lot of people don't. It's also funny that a lot of people are viewing the attendees of this concert and saying, "Oh, he hates Drake. He hates Drake. He hates Drake." Like The Weeknd was there, SZA was there. I'm not saying they hate Drake, but obviously people are, and I'm not saying they don't. I'm just saying, it's like if you are attached in any way, shape, or form to this, you have a beef with Drake. Whether that was Ty Dolla $ign going up there, Tyler the Creator. And I don't really look at it as that. I just look at it as this was a celebration for LA. And obviously, the celebration was to celebrate the career death of Aubrey Graham by the hands of that man, Kendrick Lamar. But moreover, and more importantly, it just showed a level of unification that I didn't think that California had in them. Again, watching an incredible 4-hour display of just beauty, I just couldn't get over the fact I couldn't get over the feeling of this is historic. And this is such a beauty to see. So shouts out to Kendrick Lamar. Shout out to DJ Mustard. Shout out to every single person that was involved in the pop out. Shout out to the Juneteenth people, because it was a beautiful, beautiful thing to see. Oh, man, you stayed to the end of the video. I appreciate you. If you like what you saw, be sure to hit that subscribe button so you'll never miss any content from your boy. You can also go back and watch past episodes, past clips, and don't forget that the Unpopular Podcast, new episodes drop every Wednesday and Saturday. Appreciate you.